It was a really special thing. Now, the ladies that you're about to meet, I'll tell you the results. Everyone is there because it's what we call a Rhino panel, which means they have to have done at least $100,000 US in a month. One of them went on to do $1 million in a month. Georgie did $5 million last year. Yeah. But setting all of that aside, and Angela's actually on that panel, yep. Setting all that aside, they're normal people. I think all of them are mums except one of them. Yeah. I think they're all quite surprised that they actually achieved what they did. If you ask them honestly, they'd say, I didn't see that coming. Yeah. One of them went Rhino in a month. So in the first 30 days, she turned on her Amazon business. She made over 100,000 US in the very first month in sales. Yeah. But they're normal people from Melbourne, from the Sunshine Coast, from kids. Yeah. Carmen is the only one not from Australia, although she's here at the moment. She got trapped here with stuff going on. She's from Maui. She lives between Maui and Bali. She has a beautiful home in the cliffs there. But they're just normal people with normal lives and kids who just got really good at creating one or two products that they were right, that people wanted, and did a nice job of it. Yep. But they're going to answer some really important questions that I know you guys watching this around the world right now probably have, like, can you do it around families? How much time does it take? And these questions were submitted by the audience to that panel of women, and I think you'll find it really interesting. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about how you can work with us if you like what you've heard today, how to get involved in our virtual summit next month, and then we'll bid you farewell for the day and let you get on with your weekend. So let's roll the tape and we'll be back. Don't miss this because there's so much gold in this session. Of all the sessions we've done, we hand-pick these little slices going, that's what people need to hear right now. So watch this and enjoy. I think it's 5 of our female rhinos. We have a group of amazing women coming up here. And the reason we separate the men from the women is I genuinely believe that women do think about things differently to us men. So these are all female rhinos. They're exceptional women. And as I've said, women win more awards than men in this community, which is awesome. So let's give it up for the girls. Coming up here, Carmen. Give her a huge round of applause. Triple Rhino Award winner, Angela Hartnett. Come on up, Angela. 1, 2, 3, count them, honey. Woo! Let's bring to the stage Georgie. Is it just you, Georgie? Or are you coming with a sis? Just you? Toz, where are you? Come on up. New Rhinos from Melbourne. Big round of applause for Kylie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And last but not least, 1, 2, 3, 4 Rhinos. Quadruple Rhino winner, Mandy Coates. Come on up. All right. So how this is going to work, these questions have been submitted from the audience. And these are real questions. So if you feel you've got something to add of value, go for it. And we'll see how many we can get through. Okay. So the first question, any advice for a mum of 3 small kids who's struggling to find the time for Amazon? So is anybody uniquely qualified to 3 small kids or 2?
I have 2.
You have 2.
3, or well, almost 3 and 5. Yeah, look, it's a challenge. They definitely keep you busy. I find that, I think when I first heard that question, I said, get a nanny, but I don't actually have that either. So outsource would be amazing. But do what you can. I mean, a lot of the time I spend on the business is when they're sleeping. And that's just what you have to do to get it done. Yeah, so you take what you can get. My oldest one started school this year and the youngest one's at kindy 3 days, so I get a little bit of time to myself. Yeah, but just do something, I think, every day, keep moving forward. It is more challenging, but you've just got to deal with the situation that you have, and I've really struggled with that. I'm like, if I didn't have this, I'd get more done. I could go to the gym in the mornings, but I can't because I've got the kids. And then I just thought, no, just stop. That's how life is, and I'm very grateful for that and for my children. So yeah, you just have to do the best with what you have and move forward.
Angela, I might just get your 2 cents on this because what's it really been like? I mean, I know with Ollie, you know, he was super, super special to you and you went all in with Ollie. So how did you do it?
Yeah, so those of you that don't know my backstory there, I did 13 IVF to have Ollie. And so he is my absolute focus in life. But that also drives me to work harder. But I had to change a lot in my life. Obviously having Ollie, but then trying to grow something as big as I wanted to grow it around an 18-month-old baby, and how it makes you feel also as a woman who is career motivated when you do have a child. It changes your life, yeah. But as mum, we become very good at multitasking, but I had to remove a lot of the stuff from my life that was a waste of time. So I had to shut down a lot of my Facebook, social media addiction stuff. You know, I didn't watch television anymore. You know, all of those things I had to change. I had to change my life a lot and get my priorities right and where the time was spent. And then you find time, and you do. You work from 9:30 at night till midnight when the kids are asleep. But, you know, that's my why as well, so.
There's no easy answer. There's no free ride.
Not at all.
Okay, changing gears. How do you know when you've hit the right price point? And I'm sure there's going to be some opinions here.
Well, we still play with it quite a bit. Over Christmas time, obviously, you can raise the price. Like we always run out of stock with this one product, so we always end up raising the price so much. But even right now, as we're heading into, for us, our summer season is a little bit slower, so we lower our prices. So we just see what our sales and our velocity is, and then just keep adjusting.
We test and measure. So we use a program called Splitly that also does that for you. And just every month change prices up, down, see if you get more sales versus...
where the profit point is.
Yeah, so you can just test and measure always.
Test and measure always. Any other points, Dad?
Yeah, I would say it's when you begin, it's all about the price of the product. And then I think Arnie mentioned it today. It's somewhere along the line turns to the profit margin. And so it's one thing to sell at a high price, but you've got to try and judge how many you sell at what price. So you kind of get into it after a while once you know where your product should sit, and then you just tweak it to make it right for your inventory levels and your profit margins and that sort of thing.
You sort of get a feel for it, don't you, as you go along? Okay. How do you know when a niche or product is not working versus just needing more time or investment, advertising, etc., to get it going? So when's it time to shoot it and when's it time to keep going? Any advice? Put your hand up if you've shot a product in the head on a panel.
No, we have.
You have?
We have, yes.
Thought I was the only one. Girls are much more accurate aim than boys, apparently.
No, we definitely had one. And it basically is, over time you get like we've talked about, you get the right photos, you do PPC, change your photos, and just if it isn't doing well, you just end up having to just cut it.
Could you just quickly retell the story, Carmen? I just mentioned at the start your beautiful product and what happened at the start, how you felt, and then how you felt once you fixed those two things and it turned around.
So excited because it made such a huge difference, but we actually had a much bigger difficulty in that we had everything ready right before Christmas, so November, and we got all of our stock into Amazon and it was mislabeled.
Oh, shoot.
So that was 2 months of trying to unravel. When you just start, it's so, we could have got closed down completely. In fact, we were closed down by Amazon, suspended because of that. But just keeping going, and then when we got our product out to market, relabeled correctly, that's when you came in and said, you've got to adjust the prices and the photographs, and then from there it just took off.
Yeah, and those were the 2 points, right? The product was beautiful, but it's like baking a cake. You get one or two things wrong, and it's a disaster.
Yeah.
And it all turned around from there. Hey, that product today's a killer.
Yeah.
Top
It's our best seller. Yeah.
Number one in the category, page one is just locked.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What has been the biggest challenge in terms of scaling the business from 10K a month to 100K a month? The biggest challenge?
Yeah, for us it's been cash flow. So once we sold our products for 12 months, we had good data so we could see how much stock we needed to order. So we could have ordered a lot more than we could have afforded. But what we did is we borrowed money off family, and we also did negotiations with our supplier. So we paid them the deposit, and then we said, if you want this order, we will pay you 30 days after it is sold in Amazon, and they agreed to that. So that was how we were able to get $430,000 in 1 month by those two things.
So vendor finance from the supplier. Isn't that interesting? But you formed a relationship with them first, and they knew you'd been selling with them for 12 months? Yes.
Yeah, once you've built a relationship with your supplier, there's lots of negotiations and trust. Yep.
How many times have you visited them?
Andrew's visited them 2 or 3 times now.
Okay.
But we have a full-time employee that goes there every 1 to 2 months and she has got a very good relationship on behalf of us.
How much bigger do you think that niche is that you're in? Like, you ran out of stock again. How much do you reckon you could have sold in a month?
I've done an order for Q4 for this year for $1 million in 1 month, but it's endless. It could be 2 million. It's just cash flow again. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. Oftentimes people are so focused in going wide, and this is what Arnie was talking about this morning. Instead of going wide, sometimes you need to just see how deep that pool is that you're swimming in, and rather not run out of stock and stay in. Would you girls agree with that?
Yeah, can I just say one of my biggest challenges as well as cash flow is inventory management. So the more SKUs you add to your range, the harder it becomes to predict how many of inventory you need for each, because you think, oh, that one will sell better than that one, and then that one sells better, so you're overstocked in inventory and you've used up your cash on the wrong one, and it just becomes really, really complicated. So, and I think it just takes a few laps around the sun to kind of even it all out. So, but it's challenging and frustrating.
The wider you go, the more complex it becomes, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My issue was cash flow and running out of stock as well. And I guess I grew really quickly, really quickly.
You grew quickly?
Yeah, yeah.
So just paint us a picture. What does growing quickly actually look like?
Went live in September last year, and by mid-December I had ran out of stock and done about 130K.
So went live in September. This is the first year of going live.
Yep.
It's now March. That's amazing.
Yeah, but running out of stock and seeing everyone else still selling was a killer.
This is the power, guys, of Amazon, is that the pool is just packed with fish. And if you've got the right product on the end of your hook and you've differentiated and you advertise, like you said, even without reviews, there's a good chance you're going to get pulled in the water with a fishing rod.
Yeah. And I did have a second order ordered before my first product landed. I just thought, my gut's telling me this is going to work. So I borrowed money and negotiated terms with the supplier. I had known this supplier for quite a while, so he was willing to do that. But for the third order, when I said I can't pay a deposit and I want 90 days, he just went, yeah, no, sorry. Good try.
Anybody else want to add to that? Biggest challenge was scaling to 100K and up.
For us, it was also cash flow, and similar to Kylie's situation as well. We went live in November, but we ran out really quickly as well. We didn't really realise how quickly you could grow in Q4. So, underestimating Black Friday and Christmas was just, we didn't even consider that.
You guys went from 0 to Rhino in like 30 days, right?
In 30 days, yeah.
If you enjoyed that video, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you get notified when we have new videos. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.